marriage and family. The engagement between HM the King and Miss Silvia Renate was announced on 12 March 1976. The wedding took place in Stockholm Cathedral on Saturday 19 June 1976. The royal wedding on 19 June 1976. Photo from the Bernadotte Library's image archive. The Crown Prince and Miss Sommerlath had met at the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich. The King and Queen have 3 children: Crown Princess Victoria, born in 1977, Prince Carl Philip, born in 1979, and Princess Madeleine, born in 1982. The royal family during a press photography session outside their cottage in Storlien, Jämtland, in winter 1997. Photo Erhan Gunnar TT. For the first few years, the royal family lived in an apartment at the Royal Palace in Stockholm. In 1982, the King and Queen and their children moved to Drottningholm Palace. Since moving there, the royal family have continued to use the Royal Palace, which remains HM the King's official residence, as their place of work. HM the King's personal interests and commitments: the environment, nature and outdoor activities. Since his early childhood, the King has taken a keen interest in nature and outdoor activities. This has formed the basis for his long commitment to issues relating to the environment and conservation. In 1972, the King attended the UN's first environmental conference, which was held in Stockholm. In 1992, he initiated a series of royal environmental colloquiums, at which researchers, representatives from industry and decision-makers were invited over a period of 25 years to discuss topical environmental issues. The King, at the UN's first environmental conference in 1972. 114 nations were represented at the conference, which took place in Stockholm. Photo Olli Lindeborg TTT. The King has a great interest in fishing, hunting and game preservation. He has been a keen huntsman since his youth, arranging and participating in annual hunts. He inherited a fishing cottage in Fisaven, Västerbotten, from his grandfather King Gustav VI Adolf. Since 1929, the King has logged all the fish caught at the cottage. This data is now being used in a research project as part of an initiative taken by the King on sustainable fishing in the mountains of Västerbotten. The King in one of Stenhammars pastures in 1975. The King now practices organic farming at Stenhammar. Photo Kent Ostlund TTT. Since 1965, the King has leased the Stenhammar estate near Flen in Södermanland. The King is personally involved in the work at the estate, where modern agriculture and forestry are carried out. The farm's animal husbandry is organic. Scouting. Ever since his youth, HM the King has been involved in scouting and the Scout movement. The Young Leadership Foundation was established ahead of the King's 60th birthday, with the aim of promoting training for young people in leadership skills, based on the values of the Scout movement. The King opens a Scout hut in Huddinge in 2006. Photo Leif R. Jansen TT. Each year, the King presents the Young Leadership Foundation's Compass Rose Scholarship to young people who have demonstrated courage, consideration and energy in their leadership. The King is first honorary member of the Swedish Guide and Scout Association, an honorary member of the Swedish Guide and Scout Council and, since 1977, honorary chairman of the World Scout Foundation. As honorary chairman, the King is also involved in the Baden-Powell Fellowship. Technology and cars. The King showed a keen interest in cars and tools from an early age. On his 5th birthday, he received a pedal car, a trowel, bricks, gardening tools and a yoke with 2 buckets. He remains interested in motoring to this day. At the annual Swedish King's Rally on Öland, he drives a 1946 Volvo PV60, which he received on his 50th birthday. The King in his 1946 Volvo PV60 during the King's Rally on Öland in 1998. Photo Jonas Ekström TTT. The King has taken an interest in science and technology since his childhood. Since 1984, the Royal Swedish Academy of Engineering Sciences (EVA) has arranged royal technology missions at the King's initiative, with a focus on science, technology and industry. Swedish business leaders and representatives from agencies and educational institutions take part in these visits, which aim to forge new contacts that can lead to a greater exchange of ideas and business. Art, music and food. The King has a great interest in art, particularly graphic art. He collects silver by Swedish designers and art by Swedish artists, and is especially interested in Sami crafts. Music is another of the King's cultural interests, and he enjoys attending concerts and opera performances both in Stockholm and around the country. The King presents the Polar Music Prize to Stevie Wonder in 1999. Photo Jan-Erik Henriksson TT. The King also takes a keen interest in culinary matters. and is an active member of the Gastronomic Academy, sport. Supporting Swedish athletes is important to the king, who follows both summer and winter sports and often attends the Olympic Games and other international competitions. The king, with the national football team at the 2016 Summer Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. Photo Tobias Roslund TTT. The king is also a keen winter sportsman himself. Every year, the king and queen visit their cottage in Storlien, among the mountains of Jämtland, where they enjoy both cross-country skiing and downhill skiing. The king has taken part in the Marathon Vasaloppet ski race on 3 occasions. During the summer months, the king enjoys spending time in the forest, in the countryside, and on the water.